All right, good morning, everyone. YieldMax has announced their ETF for their monthly distribution for Group C. We can see Coney has 105.60% yield. Fiat has 101.57% yield. Ulti 92.32% yield. YMAX 34.96% yield. YMAG has 43.89% yield. All right, so we'll see what the remaining ETLs have that are listed in Group C. But first, before doing that, all right, so the EX day will be the 11th. The payment day will be the 13th, which is Friday. If I'm not mistaken, I got those dates right. And so on Coney closed yesterday at $16.51. So the distribution payout is $1.34. So that would drop Coney. Did I say Coney or missed it? I meant Coney. Coney closed at 16.51. The payout is $1.34. That would drop the price down to 15.17 if it was to close again today at 16.51. But if the price go up, then you can expect the amount to be greater than 15.17. But you can also take into account that even though it may pay at $1.34, if there are a lot of catalysts in the market that force the price to go down further, not only will it be less than 15.17, it could drop to 14 something. But if there's a lot of buying pressure and there's a lot of positive catalysts in the market, it may not even drop that low. But depending on what it closes today, Thursday, it should be reduced by that amount. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so Coney, once again, 105.60, paying out $1.34. So I round this price up. So if you multiply it times the actual price, it won't quite be this, but it's pretty close. So if you have 50 shares at $1.34, you will get paid $67. If you have 500 shares, that would be $670. If you got 2,000 shares, that would be $2,680. Now, if you should happen to have 3,500 shares, which is what I do, this is about what I'm going to get paid out, which will be $4,690. That's nice. Even though 134 was a little bit less than what I was anticipating. I was just anticipating around another $3. But the last week or week and a half, with the pullback of Bitcoin, so Coney came down and a lot of the other ETFs came down that are Bitcoin related, had some pullback, and then we also had some pullback in the market as well. So some of these are not as high as I was anticipating, but hey, $1.34 is still good. All right, next on the list we have Fiat. That's 101.57% yield for 62 cent. Excuse me, 68 cent. All right. So if you have 100 shares at 68 cent, you can expect to get $68.22. 1,000 shares, that would be $682.20. For 10,000 shares, that would be $6,822. Next, we have Ulti. Ulti has a payout yield of 92.32% for 71 cent. All right, so I have 45 shares. So I will get paid out around $31.91. So if you have 500 shares, that would be $354.60. For 5,000 shares, that would be $3,546. All right, AMD. All right, so their monthly yield is 36.80 for 30 cents. All right, so if you got 100 shares at 30 cents, that would be $30.41. 1,000, that would be $304.20. And if you happen to have 10,000 shares of AMD, why? That would be $3,042. Next, we have PP. All right, so PP has a monthly payout yield of 41.03% for a distribution amount of 60 cents. So if you have 50 shares of this at 60 cents, that would be $30.05. 500 shares, that would be $350. Excuse me, $300.50. If you happen to have 2,000 shares, that would be $1,202. And if you happen to have 10,000 shares, that would be $6,010. Next, we got Misfold, which is Microsoft. It has a monthly yield of 27.78% for a distribution of 41 cents. So if you got 100 shares of it, that would be 41.26. 1,000 shares, that would be 412.60. And if you have 10,000 shares, that would be 41.26. All right, moving right along. Netflix has a monthly yield of 58.16% for a distribution amount of 87 cents. All right, so if you have 50 shares of that at 87 cents, that would be $43.26. 500 shares, that would be $432.55. 5,000 shares, that would be $4,325.50. Moving right along. Anby has a monthly yield of 32.30 for a distribution amount of 40 cents. 40 cents. Alrighty, so that's at 100 shares, that's $40. At 1,000 shares, that's $400. At 5,000 shares, that will be $2,000. Alrighty, moving right along. Our weekly payout. See, I got weekly there. The last few times I always had monthly. Finally got weekly there. So YieldMax weekly yield is 34.96% for 12 cents. All right, so if you got 100 shares, that'd be 12.26. 1,000 shares, that'd be 122.60. If you got 5,000 shares, that would be 613. Last but not least, YMAG weekly payout. The weekly yield for this is going to be 43.89% for a weekly distribution of 17 cents. So we have 50 shares of that. That would be $8.40. If we have 500 shares, that would be $84. And if we have 2,000 shares, that would be 3,336. And if we had 10,000 shares, that would be $1,680. All right, so that is our monthly distribution for a Group C. You see that I only possess two, which is Coney and Ulti. I did sell my YieldMax out when I had an issue with Misty. I do aim to get back in with YieldMax and increase my position in Ulti. I don't know when this is going to happen because I got other variables that I got to look out to. But I thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. If you have any comments, drop them down below and I will try to answer them on my weekly portfolio update. Do like the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Amen. So we thank you. I'm out. Y'all have a great day.